right, well, there's a couple others still jumping in, but we're going to go ahead and kick off anyway. How many of you guys realize what today is? Let's take a little poll here real quick. What is today? Nobody's got a clue, huh? It is the first Monday of the month of February. You're like, yeah, and? What did I say we were going to do on the first Monday of the months?
Beat our butts.
Wow. Wow. It's only been 1 month of this process and we've already forgotten.
Like setting a goal for the month every month, and then we'd end up holding each other accountable by the end of the month.
Well, first we're going to start by reflecting back on January. I'm curious, those that had a goal in January or had something written down that when you got to the end of January would equal you won, who remembers what that was, or who has it written down right there where they're at right now?
I can go, Shawn.
Hold on, Keith. I want to put
Okay.
Liz on the spot because that was
Okay.
a huge smile and cringe all at one time from Liz.
Perfect.
Anybody else saw that?
No, that's okay. It's just because I could hear my husband yelling for my daughter and she fell off the bed. And she's my 18-year. I don't know what she was doing, so I want to make sure she was okay. So that was why.
All right. Well, anyway, I thought it was for this, but I'm going to put you on the spot anyway.
Hey, the other day when I was on the call with you guys, a kid knocked on the door and his sister fell off her bike in the wash and had blood all over her nose. I had to run out and help for that. So you never know what can happen. So you're right.
So what was your I win January if I accomplish X? What was it, Liz?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look, but we got so much done with our book. That meeting last week.
I want to know what your I win January if I complete X. You don't remember?
I was with Sal and I win January.
Let's go here.
It's with the book.
Lorraine. What was your?
I don't remember. I put it in the chat, but I didn't write it down.
Okay. Sal, what was your I win January if I do X? Keith, what was your I win January if I do X?
I had two, but one was to establish a lender list. And I have like 28 of them.
Okay. What was the other one?
To establish, this is a quarter one, but it was to have 2 workflows in Lead Vault, and I failed on that. My
Okay,
quarter goal is,
That was a quarter goal, not a month goal.
no, that was a month goal. My
Oh.
quarter goal is to have a fully functional, comprehensive automation system in Lead Vault.
Okay.
So I'm behind in that.
Chris, what was your I win January if I accomplish X?
Mine was I win January if I accomplished 5 appointments. I did not meet it. We got 1.
Gene, do you remember what your I win January if I accomplish X? Can't hear you. JP, it's not that serious. I'm not going to call on you. I don't need you crashing. I see you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Gene.
Okay, so I have a couple. So complete all the lead vault tasks. Get the what was it? The big rocks tasks done, and look at basically what needs to be done, what does not need to be done, and what could be done by somebody else.
Okay.
So
How we do on those? We complete them?
I would say about 60% of them.
Okay. Keith, since you completed part of yours, what was your reward?
And I can't remember my reward.
Chris, since you failed, what was your penalty?
No alcohol for a month.
No alcohol for a month.
Whoa.
Lorraine, what was your penalty?
I conveniently forgot that too.
Oh, oh.
I like that, Lorraine.
Sal, what was your penalty?
No cheesecake for a month.
Oof. Terry, what was your I win January if I complete X?
Our win was to establish training and for multi-unit investing, and we finished signing the docs and paying over the weekend. So a little late, but got it done.
Okay, so what was your reward? What is
I-
your reward?
I didn't have a reward. I just needed to get it done.
Why am I harping on this? What do you guys think?
Accountability.
We got too busy to do what we had to do.
Follow through.
Because it's pointless to set goals if you're not really going to focus on them and try to complete them. Right. So
Absolutely.
I mean, like if you're just throwing shit out there, but you're not actually putting the effort in to get it done, then what's the point? Right. Like if you can't commit to the little actions that are going to lead to your goal, you know, like how does that show up for you across the rest of your business and even in your life outside of business, outside of this call and everywhere else? So
I agree with JP. And I think, you know, on the other side, it also creates like this pattern of like failure. Like I failed to reach this goal. And then it's just like this thing that you're creating in you of not hitting that goal. And so after that, when you make other goals, you have maybe less chances of actually getting them accomplished because you've created this new, you know, that pattern.
Why is it important to remember what our reward and our penalties were?
Celebrate
What do
the
you do? Either
wins
give
and the
yourself
losses.
reward or the penalty.
Go ahead, Terry.
Celebrate the wins and the losses.
Well, we don't celebrate our losses.
No,
we
but-
celebrate our wins, right?
But yeah, and then take responsibility for your losses.
It's self accountability at that
Yeah.
point, right?
Right.
Like Chris, you said no alcohol for a month, which means technically this entire month of February. Thankfully, it's a short month by a few days. You shouldn't be drinking any what?
No alcohol, 0.
Now, your father can kind of help hold you to that, make sure that you stay there. But at the end of the day, is any of us going to be around you when you typically have an alcoholic beverage? No. So it's up to you, right? To decide if you're going to hold yourself to that penalty. But I love what JP said. What's the point of setting a focus or setting a goal if we're not going to put the focus to achieving that? Right? If we just put something out there because, oh, Shawn said on this call, I needed to pick something. So I just like reached behind me and found the first thing and threw it out there and okay, that sounds good. So we'll just go with that. Does that really help us? Does it really move the needle forward? We need to set the priority for the month so that we know exactly what is the objective, what's the plan, what are we going for? And it's our guiding beacon. It's kind of like our little JP, you're a Coast Guard guy. You're out there navigating on the water. There's lights, right? There's channel markers. Maybe there's a light marking the shore. Maybe there's the light marking the inlet of the marina where you're going to come back into. And in the darkest of nights, that's our guiding aspect, right? It's kind of like our direction. Or our focus for the month is the same thing in business. If we don't set this, we're just kind of attacking every day, feeling like a firefighter. Terry, I know you love that career, but is it fun to react to the fire? Is it fun to constantly wake up every day and feel like you're just kind of doing what needs to be done because in the moment that's like the biggest emergency?
I wouldn't say fun. And once you get there, you start having fun, but no, yeah, you can't plan for it.
Right. Throws a monkey wrench. Kind of gets annoying, frustrated at times. So as I sit back and I look at, while you guys were talking there for a second, I pulled it up. I didn't give you guys anything kind of like this, where this is something that Roger and I have for us. And for the mastermind that we're part of, this is something that we fill out, but it sits here with me every day next to my desk. And as I get on some of the calls with some of our mastermind members and some of our team, I'm constantly being asked, hey, what are the, and I wrote down three distinct projects right here for us. And I have dates on there, which month is it on? And as I look at it, Roger and I are actually ahead for the quarter. I started working last week, end of January, start of February, on things that probably, if you would have asked me in December when I wrote this out for the quarter, wouldn't have been on my radar until probably the end of February, start of March. And as I sent a post into our group last week, as we look at our financial picture, the financial health of our company, we actually have hit the goal for the quarter by the end of January. And that only happens because the constant, relentless focus on what's the priority right now. What do we need to be doing? There's no magic sauce. There's nothing secret that Roger and I did as business owners to get our financial health to that point, other than we focused on doing the most important things for the business right now and tabling things or pushing things to the side that aren't necessarily as important at the moment. Now, Chris, I'm going to use you as an example because yours was very clear and measurable. And if you guys remember back in January, I was having you share what those are going to be. And I kept saying, that's pretty clear. That's pretty clear and measurable. That's easy to measure. Some of you, I said, hey, get a little bit more specific. Chris, yours was pretty clear and measurable. 5 appointments. You got 1. Had you had that in front of you the whole month, paying attention to it, checking them off, tallying it up, you think you might have realized 2 weeks ago prior to coming to an event, taking some time off, that, hey, I'm a little bit behind. I'm gonna have to hit the grind button a little bit here. Versus a week later, a week past, going, oops. All right, and I use this example. Monthly focuses is kind of like our quarter check-in in a football game. I got 4 quarters to win the game. Super Bowl's coming up on Sunday. One team's going to come out victorious. Every quarter, as it comes to an end, somebody's either going to have done really well in the quarter and somebody's not going to have done so well in the quarter, meaning some team's going to put up points, some other team's not going to put up as many points. Or maybe they both put up the same amount and they're kind of neck and neck. But at some point, that's coming to an end and there can only be one victor. Halftime to me is the mid-year break. As the second quarter is coming to an end, that's our chance to kind of reevaluate and go, hey, the planning that we've been doing the first 2 quarters of the year, the first 6 months out of the year, am I doing well? Does it keep me on pace, or am I kind of off the mark a little bit? And make some readjustments before the second half of the year. But I don't want to just wait to halftime. I want to be able to stop and check in at the end of the quarter, the end of the month. Really, I like to look back at the end of the week. Every Friday before I kind of close up, I look back and go, did I do enough this week? Did I do what I was supposed to get done this week? And how's next week looking? To make sure that we're staying on that track, especially in the real estate world. It's a game of numbers at the end of the day. Chris, Sal, I believe I'm going to use you guys as the example because I kind of remember your stuff right now. It's fresh in my mind. You need 6 deals this year, right? It's kind of what you set the goal out. Well, month 1 is down. How many new deals have you put under contract and got started? 0. That means we got 11 months to get 6. How many offers did you write in the month of January? 2. How many people did you talk to in the month of January?
Yeah, roughly over 10.
Okay, so we got about 10 people, wrote 2, got 0 under contract. If we keep that pattern going, because we don't put any focus to it, is it going to get us to 6? Nope. So as we start to kick off February, and really this is the first full week of February, we kind of had a full week last week, but technically this is the first full week because it's the first Monday of the month, but we're 7 days in already on a really short month. In case you guys didn't realize, February got shorted a few days. And this isn't a leap year, so we don't get that extra one in there.
And a holiday.
Well, and then that starts mixing stuff in if you're going to start taking holidays off too, right? All of a sudden, this month got real short. We're going to do this. I'm going to kick you guys into breakout rooms for about 10 minutes. And really kind of try to think about it, talk with each other, and really see like what is my biggest priority that I got to get done this month to get me back on track or keep me on track, and make it realistic. This shouldn't be a panic mode of, oh shit, I got to hurry up and do 100 things. Because we are still only in the second month of the year. There's still time, right? But let it be a chance for you to just kind of reflect and say, hey, what do I really need to do? And how many of you guys last month made a commitment? I heard, Liz, you said you were in Sal's group. Did anybody make a commitment to like, hey, I'm going to kind of help hold you accountable, or you help me hold me accountable? Maybe let's check in here and there. Did anybody do that? Did anybody set that person at least? Mickey, I saw you raise your hand. You did? And it's somebody other than Aisa, who you talk to all the time. But I would encourage you in that group, be like, hey, I'm going to check in with you in a week or two and see how you're doing and kind of remind you. Okay. Let me see if I can pull this out, breakout rooms. So let me. Here. My win for January. My big focus for January, to let you guys know what was on my schedule, was Lead Vault had to go live. We had to finalize everything, get it live, get it out there so that it was now a thing for TRC and everything that we're building. Accomplished that. The reward for me for doing that was to take Deanna and I away to like a staycation kind of thing around here. And we just did that this past weekend. If you pay attention on Instagram, you would have seen we left on Friday. We went down to a gorgeous resort down in San Diego, splurged on a really nice villa, private little suite right on the Mission Bay, opened up my sliding doors, and there was the bay and the water. Had a gorgeous dinner, gorgeous afternoon, all that kind of stuff, right? Spa treatments the next day. I don't need any of that. If I didn't achieve the goal and that was the penalty was I don't get to do that, I'd be like, whatever. However, the penalty, if I did not achieve January's goal, was this coming weekend for Valentine's Day, we're going to the Grand Canyon, 5-day Grand Canyon exploration trip. The penalty was if I don't achieve January's goal, I have to tell Deanna I'm not going. I'm canceling on that trip. That would not be fun.
Then you punish her too?
Exactly. And I'm open with her about this. I tell her what my goals are for the month and what the penalty is if I don't. Why? Why do I tell her that? Who's my number one supporter?
She is, and she didn't hold you accountable.
100%. And when I had to look at her a couple of weeks ago and say, hey, babe, Tonight, I'm probably going to be at the office till 7, 8, 8:30 at night because I got to get caught up on a couple things. So I'm a little bit behind. She understands why. She totally understands why, because she realizes I'm trying to get something accomplished by the end of the month so that I don't have to sit there and say, hey, I'm not going to reward myself by going away for 5 days when I didn't even get what I was supposed to get done in business. And when I got that done and I came home from the event and I looked at her and I said, pack your stuff. I got us a place for the weekend and we're going to splurge and have some fun and enjoy life. That was a big bonus. She doesn't need that either. Now, my big one for the quarter is I want a vibe board. It's basically a huge digital whiteboard. It's basically a computer screen that's a touch computer monitor. It's like $8,000 for the one that I want. I don't need that. I just want it. It'd be a fun thing to use. It's a tool that I've been eyeing. I have friends that use it like crazy. I could see what I could do with it. It'd make making video content a little better, that kind of stuff. I don't need it. I can make do without it. But there's a big goal that we've got in the first quarter that if we hit it, that's going to be my reward. Now, the negative, first quarter comes to an end. Who can tell me what the first quarter is? What month? Bob.
End of March.
Keith said January, February, March. Well, guess what April 1st and April 7th are? Deanna's birthday, April 1st. Shawn's birthday, April 7th.
Jean's birthday, April 6th.
I like you even more. Roger's birthday, April 1st. Well, Roger, his wife, Deanna, and myself, we're planning a Jamaica trip for the first part of April to go do some scuba diving. Guess what happens if I don't hit my quarter one goals? Guess what the penalty is?
They go without you.
100%. Now, I do extreme stuff like that. Why? Because that is what's going to motivate me every single day and every single week to get what I need to get done and accomplish the goal. Because the pain for me, I could care less about the rewards. That's just fun. The pain of failure, though, is something I don't ever want to go back to. I don't ever want to have to feel that feeling that I had in 2011 when I failed the first business 6 months after starting it and had to shut it down and rename things and try to start all over again, because that pain has sat with me forever.
So I agree with you that moving away from pain can be a great motivation. And then until you reach the point where like really going towards the reward is actually a great motivation as well.
I'm curious. The first one, there was a couple of you I heard in the group, so I'm not going to call anybody out. I'll let you guys share. Who identified some things that they're going to do different in February? You can just show finger, thumbs up, hand. Aisa, I saw yours first. What are you going to do different? Fresh off whatever it was, 18 days, I think.
We're gonna get help with one of the main thing. We're behind on lead vault, so we're gonna have somebody help us who's more technical savvy, so we can really like be where we need to be. So that's another thing. We're bringing in help.
So getting some help.
Yes, sir.
Who else? I think I saw Chris, you had a hand up. What are you going to do different?
Differently is get organized, reminders. So definitely on my calendar and I have that goal right in front of my face on the whiteboard every day I walk into the office.
Why it sits here right next to the computer every day. I like that. Who else identified something they're going to do different?
I might transfer our whiteboard is behind me. So I might go ahead and put my February goal right in front of me. It wasn't my choice. The wife wanted it there. But I do like that idea.
So who's got something pretty set on what February looks like for them? What is February 28th? What's the winning score?
For me, it's having 3 campaigns up and running in Lead Vault. We have one ready to go. And then we want to have 1 deal by the end of February.
Okay, be specific. What 3 campaigns is what I would encourage you to write down, not just 3. Write down what each one of those campaigns are.
Okay.
And Sal, what's your reward?
My reward is to buy myself some new workout clothing.
I mean, you're gonna get in the gym with Chris?
Hell no.
What's your penalty?
No popcorn for a month.
You a big popcorn eater?
I'll eat popcorn while I'm watching a movie at night.
So is it really, could you do like without that? You wouldn't really care?
I like it.
Okay.
I'd feel the pain.
Okay. JP. I briefly heard yours. What's your February goal?
February goal is to do a deep dive analysis on 4 competitors on their skip tracing websites. So that way we can provide that to the Top Results Consulting web team to see if we can launch Skippy 3.0.
So it's not about getting 3.0 launched. It's about doing all the research and getting the plan out to start that next phase.
Correct. So we have to become clients. We have to go through, we have to skip lists. We have to see like what their notifications look like, what their user interface is like on 4 different competitors.
Nice. What's the reward?
My reward is going to be I'm built just like you. I'm building my office setup. And so I am going to reward myself with $1,000 credit for accessories for my office setup. So this month I actually achieved my goal. I wanted to have my content calendars built out for all my brands. Did it. My reward was a new camera. There's this $1,500 camera that I wanted for my office. So I'm going to get that. So now I just need the accessories.
And what's the penalty?
I'm going to do a minimum of 4 minutes of dancing live on Facebook to my favorite or somebody's favorite song. I don't care what it is, but 4 minutes of dancing on Facebook Live.
Ooh.
4 minutes. That's a
I'm like,
long
who
time.
are you really punishing? Like the whole planet?
Everybody else. And my wife. My wife is going to be extremely embarrassed.
I really hope you achieve because I don't want to have to see it.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Song is in the chat.
Bob.
Oh, you want 2 Live Crew? Is that what you said? I don't know. That's a little raunchy.
Bob, what's your goal?
So with this program that I'm working with, is locking up the properties in order to get kind of like arbitrage, a little bit different because it's dealing with group homes, but to lock up 3 by the end of the month so that we can get the system up and running in the Tampa area. And hopefully being the second market that they're doing, it'll provide a huge impact to the Chamber of Commerce to then start providing funding to us to provide additional support. The reward was a massage, which is something that I haven't had and I don't remember how long. And then my punishment is my additional continue to work on my PT. So 100 more burpees, continuous, not here, there, everywhere, 100 continuous burpees.
Gotcha. That's a painful punishment right there.
My goal is to, when I go back in July to Atlanta for a conference, that nobody that recognizes me.
Gotcha. Tony, what's your February goal?
Get consistent with marketing. And I'll just leave it. I know that's vague, but
You know me too well. You knew what was coming out of my mouth.
anything to do with marketing. I've just been on vacation. And my punishment is My reward is I can drink my alcohol. Punishment is 2 weeks of no alcohol.
Gotcha. All right. Well, real quick, I'm going to throw it out there so that you guys know that I don't just say this stuff, that I actually do it. My February, I don't know if you can see it right here. My February is finish book. This was January. This is February, and there's another small project that's going to be end of February leading into March over here. My February is finish the book. This just started last week, the final phase of it. These are all different designs that I will be going through to try to nail down which designer is going to do it. The actual interior is being cleaned up and put together. And by the end of this month, it will be going to print to get printed, because I need to have copies in hand when I see Sal and Chris in Houston. And Sal and Chris might get the first official hands-on copies of the book. Marketing is like dating, the ultimate digital marketing guide for real estate investors.
So the content is written already, and it's just a matter of like putting together all this like graphic stuff.
I have 3 more chapters to finalize the writing. The rough draft of those 3 are done. I got to finalize them. Erica's going to finish up some of the graphic work. And then I've got about 18 chapters to format and make sure it's ready to go for print.
Sweet goal. That's awesome.
You look very happy on those pictures. I like those pictures.
It's funny. That was the first thing that Deanna said. She's like, did you pick these pictures? I said, I've been listening to our clients, and the ones that I want to use, they say I look like a pissed off anteater.
I was going to say,
went with the
what
ones where I was actually
concentrated on?
smiling.
Good for you. Good for you. We love your smiling face, Shawn.
It's gonna sell more, trust me.
So, all right, we got about 10 minutes left. I wanted to open it up for any questions or anything out there. Bob, I know that you said you wanted something with the avatar sheet. I probably can't jam it in 10 minutes, but I'll shoot a video, or actually
We can roll it to tomorrow.
tomorrow we can actually, it fits right into tomorrow's topic. So we'll dive into that tomorrow on the call.
Sprint, now part of T-Mobile. Para español, diga español.
What you doing, Sal? All right, anybody got any questions?
Well, I just want to put it out there. So my punishment is no chocolate, dark chocolate, which is
Uh-oh.
very hard.
Uh-oh. Ladies and no chocolate, look out.
I also would like to share my punishment.
Visit.
2 hours of watching Lifetime movies with my wife.
Dude, I'd be careful. That shouldn't be a punishment.
That's pure hell, dude.
Yeah. Happy life, happy wife, right?
True.
My contractor is watching Hallmark with his wife. He hates it, but he does it because they're together.
I laid in bed half of the day on Saturday. That's like the most ruthless punishment in the world. But
Yes, that's what my first thing was to sit for 2 hours, and then so like,
Especially the way the weather was down here.
well, we were out at Paradise Point.
Yeah, but still, same.
Yeah. I laid there with the door open and listened to the seagulls, and that's what Deanna wanted to do, so that's what we did. Wouldn't call it a punishment, though. I'm going to challenge you guys, go in the Facebook group, post what your goal is for February, post what your reward is, and post what your punishment is. This way, in about 20 days, we can scroll back through when you're like, I forgot, I didn't write it down. Anybody got anything? JP, I thought I saw you unmuting, so. I
Well,
wasn't
and
sure.
with that, it has to be a team sport for me, because ours is to get that freaking book finished. I mean, done, like everything we talked about last week, all that stuff ready to go. So sure, I can punish myself, but it has to be something that Maria and I have to talk about first and see what is our reward and what will our punishment be. And so tomorrow when we chat, it's going to be that. So, but it has to be done.
this project right here is not solely me.
Yeah.
Launching PPC and doing some stuff on this side that we're trying to build. It involves Roger and it involves 2 other players. But who ultimately owns it?
Right. So, and I'll do mine, but yeah, so that's exactly it. I did book our vacation for Mexico for spring break, so I don't want to say I can't go, but that would be horrible if I said that. So I got to get it done.
All right, anybody else?
Shawn, I just wanted to emphasize something that you said. I thought it was really good, and just the way that it landed with me. I think focus is a really good word when you talk about like a monthly focus, because when you said that, the first thing that came to my mind was like, something that I heard a long time ago, which is like that which you focus on expands, right? And I think that when we talk about that, when it comes to goals, and we talked about this in our group, was putting those goals right there in front of you where you have no choice but to focus on it. And then just magically or coincidentally, things just start to come into your awareness that, oh, this is here, because you're focusing on it, right? I think writing it down on a piece of paper and then stuffing it away doesn't allow you to focus. So I thought that the focus is such a great word for the month, which is really cool. And then the other thing I just wanted to mention was I just wanted to just put myself out there and just let everybody know, like, I know that you guys have Shawn, there's the Facebook group, but feel free, please, to hit me up if you guys need any help, especially with like lead vault or anything like that. Like, I'm totally down to help anybody, with any technical aspect of that. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Thanks,
Okay,
Shawn.
man. I'll definitely hit you up.
Yeah, same here. Like JP said, if any of you guys have questions about lead vault, and you're afraid to reach out to Shawn, let me know.
I appreciate you guys stepping up, and JP, I couldn't agree more. It's something we've been doing for the last couple of years. We set quarterly focuses, or I call them themes. I don't really use the word focus on it. It's what we're focusing on, but I put a theme to it. Like this year's theme, the whole year's theme is wrapped around delivering the best real estate marketing platform out there. So everything that we look at doing has to come to that. If it's not going to get us closer to delivering the best real estate marketing platform, then is it really needed? But we run themes every single quarter, and then that quarter breaks down to the monthly side of things, whether that be enhancement, whether that be simplification, whether that be, I like using one word themes for the month kind of focus, because every project has to amplify that or help that out. Okay. And then another quick reminder, I'm going to throw reminders out each day, today and tomorrow, and I'll be putting a post out there. Some of you guys already got actually everybody that's part of this should have received a text last week and an email, but the first Accelerator Dominator Mastermind call for 2022, the new monthly Accelerator Mastermind calls is going to happen this Wednesday, the 9th, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. So if you're part of our Accelerator Dominator package, make sure you check out your emails. There was an email with a link and everything, and that'll be for the Accelerator Dominator packages, and we got some fun things we're going to kick off in that group for those calls. And then go ahead and tentatively start marking your calendars. We nowhere near setting dates just yet, but it's going to be sometime mid-May. There is going to be a multi-day in-person out here in Los Angeles workshop, and then the Accelerator Dominator clients will have a private mastermind day in person as well. I'll let you know. I'm hoping to have dates locked in by the end of this month, 1st of March at the latest, but that is going to happen sometime mid-May. Lorraine's like, don't do it May 12th through 14th. When is that?
Or the 16th through the 19th.
You don't have to worry.
20th.
Just
will
not May, not May.
It will not be. It will not be on a weekend. It will be during the weekday.
I gotta hop
When my
off,
2
y'all.
month
Take care.
the 2 graduations.
Thank you, Shawn.
New York.
Bye. Thank you all.
Absolutely.